I got the Tesla Electro Phone yet not. Simply that I've really spent the last a half year individually purchasing up 8 of the most extraordinary restricted version cell phones on the planet, so we should check whether they're worth the effort, getting increasingly costly as we go. Alright. Number 8 is the Pac-Man telephone by OnePlus, which is presently esteemed at $600. Delightful box, however. Wow. We have manuals and stickers is the first thing, a standard OnePlus charger. The telephone an exemplary red link, however, at that point. Likewise a mysterious compartment which is concealing this custom Pac-Man case inside of it. Eye-cracking affection, this telephone. There's a entire setup of custom Pac-Man backdrops. OnePlus has retrofit the symbols and the interface. Pac-Man eats the spec as you look over. This is wild. There's a shiny new unique mark. Examining liveliness, it's all things considered opening so quick I can't see it appropriately. There are difficulties inside the telephone that really open new Pac-Man themed treats. There's a new camera channel only for this telephone, however. That is not even the coolest piece. What is your take to this backboard? It's okay, correct, sort of plain A. Single Pac-Man drifting arbitrarily finished. Here, however, at that point, you switch the lights out to uncover what he's really doing there. Insane to imagine that this is like the least expensive telephone on the whole rundown. So we should step it up with the 700 mythical serpent Ball Z cell phone, which is a joint effort with the telephone organization Realme. In a real sense, all aspects of this bundling is round brimming with mythical beast ball hidden goodies I seriously hate. The show, however, I did used to watch the episodes as a youngster, and man, this is taking me way back. Even the SIM ejector instrument is molded like a winged serpent ball, and afterward we get the telephone. What a variety. It's a truly thought of balance between the blue and the orange. Love that little emphasize, not too far off. This is shocking, ants. It's the perfect measure of altered, like it's very clear that this is a mythical serpent ball Z telephone. And yet I'm simply happy that it doesn't have the whole cast's countenances put over it. We have the standard thing set of custom backdrops, and furthermore an symbol pack that additionally applies to each symbol, not only and not many, that it's been arranged for. I value the work. However, that doesn't imply that I think it looks great. However, one thing that they've totally crushed here is the winged serpent Ball Z charging liveliness that you see at the point when you plug the telephone in. Now I've, all things considered, been much more amped up for number 6, the 800 class of Legends cell phone by Oppo. Generally, since supposing that you've seen my different recordings in this series, you will know that Oppo knows how to make a restricted version. Let me know this isn't the coolest cell phone box you've at any point seen, so you realize the topic here is class of Legends. Well, this rocket is one of the exceptional moves that you would be able use in the game. So in the base compartment you get a figure that is the character whose move it is. Nevertheless, slide out the chamber and you get 2 further segments. The first has a case for the telephone, extremely exact and matte, and afterward underneath that you get the shot jewelry that this class of Legends character is known for wearing. However, this is my most loved piece. That jewelry serves as a secret SIM ejector device to ensure that you generally have one with you by any means. Times on second thought, I most likely wouldn't suggest wearing a shot around your neck constantly. The other side has the telephone, a totally custom 65-watt charger, and obviously a link to go with it. I actually can't move past the way that this crate is cracking rocket the buttons. This is so smooth the way that you have the neon blue and purple around the edges, the finished matte completion in the center, the Class of Legends logo engraved as an afterthought rails, as well as look at this, the buttons on by the same token side are themed to the shade of the side that they're on. This backdrop is wild. That change, however, all these telephones get me excessively energized, and the Android skin is intensely modified, perhaps excessively intensely modified, yet Oppo has not let me down with regards to exertion. There's a drove ring around the cameras. Extremely cool. Extremely unfeasible given that you can't, as a matter of fact, see it while you're utilizing the telephone, and furthermore, that it's scarcely more splendid than the neon edge is good. Sloping up additional then to number 5. This cell phone planned by OnePlus is based off a game that I really play, Genshin Influence, which has made somewhat of a sprinkle, since it additionally is one of the most requesting lovely games ever on a versatile gracious master. These crates, they continue to improve and better. There's an envelope which contains what I'm accepting, at least for now, that is codes for in-game things and a pin identification. Can't say I'll be wearing that one, and then, at that point, assuming we turn this top layer around, there's likewise a banner of one of the Genshin characters utilizing this particular OnePlus telephone. Again, that is somewhat of a super abnormal explicit thing to need to use. However, goodness, this is pleasant. However, then there's a case which has numerous layers. In just a tad of profundity, it too has an outer cooling framework custom marked excessively. It's a truly insightful incorporation, and afterward the telephone box, which beneath the external skin is a considerably more customary undertaking. You get the gadget on top, and afterward a more standard OnePlus charger, one or more case with a rubbery material and a typical red OnePlus link. It somewhat looks like the greater part of the financial plan went into the case contents. The telephone itself is vanilla looking. I feel like there ought to essentially be some sort of custom symbol pack or custom backdrop. However, there's nothing, so I surmise the, as it were, champion component is this. Plug this in, turn that on. Wow, it's quite calm for how quick the fan is turning. What's more, that resembles freezing cold to the contact, so it likely will help truly a part with supported gaming execution. Gracious, it is very calling my hands from the sides. That is great. Alright, your eyes are not deluding you. This is the genuine box of cell phone number 4. We're presently getting to the incredibly elusive interesting telephones. Consequently, the 1/200 sticker price worth the effort for these strips. However, wow, goodness me, you could have known about a manga series called Investigator Conan. It's in a real sense been running starting around 1996, massively well known in Japan, and this structure you're taking a gander at is a very dedicated 3D entertainment of the mystery analyst office that the primary person works from, directly down to the cafe that they really use as a mascot. Opens from the top with an edition just containing several manuals. The telephone is the following thing you see. However, we'll get to that in brief. Okay, so the second layer has 4 key things: a key ring with a pickle on it, Conan's famous tie, memorialized as a cooler magnet, most likely the most intricate SIM ejector instrument that I've at any point seen, and afterward an exceptionally custom case with even a custom surface on the inside. However, we can go further, my companions. Furthermore, my golly, this would be paradise for a Conan fan. It's a custom blue and red Link, might I venture to say, dubiously near. Spider-Man colors a custom 65W quick charger. I'm beginning to partake in these charge requests. Exceptionally misjudged, and afterward a couple of holographic headphones. Good, how about we see this telephone? Set it up, what's happening, this is right here. Unusual. Derive the secret key to get entrance, who else anybody, so in the event that I click find love is clear, however 0 is start is simply even. English, it says the secret phrase is a solitary digit 6. Am I being denied admittance to the telephone I just paid $1,200 for? Consider the possibility that I simply attempt 0. Is the main other number in there I'm in? That was abnormal, so I recently gazed that upward, and that is a riddle to check whether you are enough of a criminal investigator to have the option to utilize the analyst Conan telephone. Obviously, I like this home screen better, it's a lot all the more level and less in front of you. I've recently started to understand something about this telephone's back. This isn't simply glass, this is electrochromic glass, which actually intends that assuming I tap one button on this telephone, it can change its own synthetic game plan to alter its variety. You can likewise clearly transform it by simply saying a particular order utilizing the telephone's voice. Colleague, I feel that is the coolest telephone yet. Climbing to 1/400 now. This is the Transformers Decepticon cell phone by the organization Red Wizardry. I had a concise look at what it does, and this will break a few limits. However, only for setting the Decepticons are essentially the troublemakers inside the Transformers universe, consequently the obscure, dull variety subject. Okay, so first up is a pin identification, a seriously thick, quality pin identification. Really, we have a supplement that has manuals, a page of stickers, and a case. Man, I love the wonderful way sure the configuration is here. It causes this to feel like a legitimate Transformers experience. What's more, not very much like an ordinary telephone box with a skin on it. There's confidential compartment with the charger. It's unbelievably weighty, and it's additionally the first time I've seen a metallic completion like this. A twisted link underneath that. Once more, lots of meticulousness here. I may venture to say that this container is considerably cooler than the Conan box. It even has minimal metal logos incorporated into it, and then on the opposite side one more covered up compartment containing what they call a super cooler, again keeping with the entire metal topic. Okay, without skipping a beat, this is a fiery there's so many different to look telephone surfaces and subtleties across the board place. Also, notice how it's planned so that in the light it's amazingly intelligent and energetic. However, at that point when I slant it becomes encompassed in shadow. This is a very gamery sort of home screen, yet it, as a matter of fact, calls to me. Red Sorcery has truly straightened out their game as of late. This doesn't look close to as ostentatious as their old telephones used to. Wow, that